Supermax prisons, courtesy of El Salvador. Supermax prison complex. Gang members, deportees, people who have broke the law, who are not documented aliens, are getting caught up in the United States and being sent or deported. If, or we don't know what the policy is. Alleged gang members, now identified mostly on expertise, gang units, intake and intel, gang tattoos, a whole lot of different ways to identify, or they think to identify, gang members. And so we know about this young man that was deported from Maryland, and allegedly he's not allegedly, he's been deported to El Salvador. He's in one of those prisons, or in that prison complex, and I'm pretty sure it's not, comfortable for him, depending that you have your opposition in the prison. But prison life can be very savagery, and savage nature can come out for survival. So, of course, that can be traumatizing to someone who is really innocent and caught up in these sweeps of ICE and the administration policy. So you have to ask yourself, could it be anybody? You wear a certain hat. In LA they have different identifiable clothing, not just blue and red and all that, but they do have certain hats, team hats, baseball, any type of professional team sport hat can be gang related, in particular adapted by another street organization, gang. And then you have to worry about being in territory that you might just be wearing a hat in LA. So hopefully you have some research, but some people don't, and they get approached, where you from. So, and you have the nature of the gang at that point, because who knows? It's good to be safe and good to know that some of the stuff you wear could lead to confrontations in the street based on that particular attire's affiliation to whatever set or gang, street gang, in a neighborhood hood near you. So, with that said, why are we so caught up in I get it. It's lower economic. It's racism. It's a whole lot of things that we know. And we still get caught up in this continuous vicious cycle of criminal behavior, going to jail, getting out, criminal behavior again, going back to jail, getting out again. Just repeat it. Rinse and repeat, basically. But at some point, man, either you learn to stay out, or you just want to be in there, man. That's how I look at it. Because you already know your time's up. You just because you think you're getting away with stuff, there's always some snitch, someone you told, someone word get around to the local police. Your name is ringing bells in the street because you're telling stories about capers that you did. It's just shooting the breeze, but you got people that's employed by the police, and they get paid to give information. So anything helps out as long as they can get that paycheck coming in. They give them a lead, they give them this, they give them that. Next thing you know, you be the focus, and your boys and everybody else are caught up. Everybody you associate with, every house you go into, every corner boy, if there's any out there, you're associated with. You know what I'm saying? So restaurants, where you lay your head, your girlfriends, everybody's being investigated based on what they suspect could be allegedly illegal activity. So this is just what they do. We know this, but yet we still fall victim to the fame of being gangster. Like that's a badge of honor or something. Like that's just a validation of manhood. Whatever floats your boat on that end, if that's what you need to feel validated or complete, I don't agree with the method of coming to that conclusion, but hey man, all I can do is tell you, look, you can just strive to be so much more in your community by staying out of prison, staying out of criminal activity, and educating yourself and educating others around you, and getting involved with your community, man. That's the best thing, because at the end of the day, if you're really looking for that type of validation, the community is easily acceptable and will give you that based on consistency and just being out there and being a part of it. You know what I mean? Local Pop Warner football games, cookouts, art stream. There's always something that you can occupy your time with, and just volunteer some of your time and just see how things work. Observe, and then, if that's for you, then great. If it's not, then, there's other things that you can research and get into if you really want to get involved with your community centers and spiritual families that you might have in your neighborhood or whatever, that sponsor things, trips, revivals, or prayer meetings, whatever. So there's always something. That's why I tell people to get involved. There's always something. The weather's getting warm, a little bit more consistent basis, but people are out, and they seem to be moving about. Whatever concerns they might have in the economy, I still see people, at these grocery stores, these, commerce and going about their day for the most part. But it's real. But still, it is what it is. And they give you you buy multiple items or whatever, the product you get, they give you some cash rewards or whatever like that. They like $4 or whatever. So still, whatever helps. Coupons, whatever. You got to use all that now. You got to manipulate your coupon game in these times, man, because you're gonna need them. You're gonna need them with these tariffs and all that. We gotta stay abreast on the situation and keep an eye on the economy. Stock market is still volatile. I would say invest if you find something that you use or you're comfortable with, like Nike or Apple. Invest in that while the prices are down. Something to that nature. It's always good to invest in maybe whatever, fuel company, You know what I mean? Like Exxon or Shell or whatever. Those are always good investments. They're pretty solid. So get involved, man. Stretch a dollar. Get some revenue streams. No risk, no reward. So if you got some, whatever you got to invest, some kind of resources, whatever that you can kind of invest and just let it sit in there and forget about it and let it bubble up. Do it. Do it. Do it. Because I'm steadily watching the market. I'm steadily thinking, should I put some more money in? Go up and down and down and down. That's your money, but you gotta hold on. You gotta stay strong. It's gonna peak back up. So we'll see. Hopefully, Donald Trump will suspend these tariffs so the market can jump like it did the couple weeks ago. So stay tuned. Stay educated. We'll come back, give you more information, more content, more suggestions, life suggestions. One.